Howdy, and welcome back to our tutorial game as Italy. We are currently fighting the anarchists in the Spanish Civil War, and it is May 1937. So so I expect the war to probably kick off around 1939, but who knows? We continue to have a research bonus for doctrines, so let's work on our infantry doctrines, because that is helping our infantry divisions. And they are pushing forward, no problemo. Again, if I click this green button here, this will tell us exactly what's going on. They'll tell us the soft and hard attack and breakthrough, and there's a whole bunch of math in here, but again, as long as it's green, that's a good thing. And one of our spies has been recruited. Okay, so spies. We have 4 spies you can pick from. All of them are level 1. This fella is well-groomed, making him great at putting diplomatic pressure on people. This fellow is tough, meaning it is harder for people to extract intel from him. Let's go with the tough guy. And, well, we don't actually really need to spy. So in order to spy on someone, we need to build up an intel network. I think a country we're going to be invading is going to be Yugoslavia, because currently our focus is talking about owning them. So we're going to send our spy over here to build an intel network in Yugoslavia. This will basically involve him spreading out, gathering contacts, building up an intel network, and the more intel he gets, the more we can spy on them and figure out what they're up to. And eventually we can do even more advanced stuff, like infiltrating their air force and preparing collaboration governments, but that's way later. Alright, yeah, so we have talked about owning Yugoslavia. Another country has joined the Chinese United Front. What should be our next focus? We could consider sending an force to occupy Albania. Yeah, let's consider bullying Albania. They are a small country with 1 division, and they're currently building up some factories for them. So they should probably just submit to us. Again, I'm not entirely sure on the historical timings for some of these events, but I would like to own Albania. And, the Provisional Government of the Kingdom of Libya. So, so what this is a new thing that they've added. Basically, since we own Libya so much, they're basically asking, can they have their independence in exchange for fully supporting us? Nah, personally, I'd rather just directly own that land. Directly owning it means I do have to deal with the rebellion, though there's like no resistance target right here. So I don't really see any need to grant them their independence. I could later if I want to. More countries joining the Chinese faction. That definitely means, and I imagine that means Japan is getting rather overly aggressive there. And okay, we got more army experience. Ooh, these guys do not have enough support equipment. Okay, so we need to produce more support equipment if we want our divisions to deploy. But let's consider beefing up our armor brigade here. So less horses, please. We don't have enough army experience to modify the division. Ugh. Alright, political advisor. We got to get get an elusive gentleman who will increase our operative slots. War industrialist. We want to start making military factories. Not quite yet. Let's do Beretta, who will help us research gun stuff related faster. There we go. And oh boy, as you can see, Amelia Earhart disappears. Makes sense. Yeah, now that our planes are here in Spain, we are actually fighting the Republican Air Force, and we are able to win area superiority, meaning that not only are our planes improving, we're getting air experience for dogfighting, and it also means the enemy divisions are taking penalties. And oh boy, our guys are up to veteran status. Improved machine tools, that's good. And one of the things we can do with all this air experience is we can actually speed up how fast we want to work on our doctrines. So yeah, let's do that. So we have bombing. I want to do close air support. So I'm going to be starting with the close air support doctrine. Normally take 178 days to research. If I spend air experience, it goes down to 92 days. Nice. You can also use air experience for like upgrading your planes and stuff. Oh boy. Alright, so a lot of people Yeah, so Japan declared war on China. Okay, and the Soviet Union has purged a bunch of their officers. So this is a thing they do historically, where they kill all of their officers, but in exchange it's a massive debuffs. But it does prevent a civil war. Again, we're not at war with the Soviets, but good to know the Soviets are weakened for any future offensives. And yeah, let's push towards Barcelona here. Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished, and they are now at war. There we go. So we cut these guys off from their capital. Maybe they should be easier to clean up. Actually move our planes even closer here. Oh, we can now have up to 165 planes. Oh no, we are missing planes. Oh yeah, because we actually aren't actually producing enough planes right now. They're fighting here, fighting there. Bang, bang, bang. Barcelona is ours. Where'd their capital move to? I don't know. I think the anarchists might be done for. Got them, got them. What do we want to research next? Let's consider starting work on our Navy stuff. So let's do, we got up-to-date battleships. All that's up to date. Naval mine. Yeah, all our Navy stuff is up to date. So we're good on that front. Anti-tank guns. Those will be useful. And let's invent the armored car. Armored cars are great at suppressing rebels. Okay, the anarchists are dead. Wonderful. That's good. Let's push back towards the Democrats. Alright, we've sent our ultimatum over to Albania. In the meantime, let's make some highways. Albania yields! The Albanian authorities are going to agree to our demands. Yoink! Got ourselves in Albania, and we just absorbed a bunch of free factories. Ta-da! Zog has submitted to Italy. Yoink! However, something else we should notice, we may own this, but unfortunately this is not core Italy, so same as with Libya, we actually have to deal with resistance. So this is something to worry about. Resistance will absolutely just absorb all of your stuff if you're not careful. So there's a whole complicated thing of like managing resistance and compliance and all this jazz. Generally, the main thing to worry about with resistance is you want horses. Cavalry are the best at resistance. If you can help it, armored cars. Armored cars are even better. But at the start of the game, you want a cavalry division on your garrison. There's something you can research in here called military police, which makes them even better at defending garrisons. But generally, as long as you have guns and you're not screwing up your production, you will not have any widespread rebellions. Personally, I wish they'd fix it, but right now resistance is relatively easy to deal with, as long as you're not, like, occupying all of Russia as, like, Portugal. We got lots of tanks. These guys still cannot be deployed because they don't have... Let's train more. We need more support equipment. Let's train 24 of them. We need more factories on support equipment. We're in a deficit of about 1,000. Maybe it's time to start work on military factories. Yeah, definitely maybe start time to work on some military factories. To actually produce more gear. Our veterans are pushing down into Valencia. They are hopefully going to take Madrid soon. If we click, and also if we want to check on other wars, the globe here, this also mentions world tension. Okay, so what is world tension? World tension is basically a mechanic that means that fascist countries, like us, are going to have the upper hand in the short term, but it means democracies will have more stuff in the long term. So, for instance, yeah, UK, they're now just doing general rearmament. So they can't actually do this focus, which unlocks all this cool stuff, until there's at least 10% world tension. Or like the United States, if I go over there, yeah, they are stuck on, what is it? Undisturbed isolationism, which is huge negatives, and they can't even get off of that until around like 50% world tension. So early game, the Axis is going to dominate, but late game, democracies can absolutely catch up. So yeah, France, they're still stuck on civilian economy, even though we could probably even go up to war economy ourselves. But yeah, world tension is at 16%, mostly because of the war in China, the Rhineland, and of course us occupying Albania. Like here in current wars, we have the Spanish Civil War between the nationalists and the Republicans, and we have the Manchu Chinese War, which is Japan versus all the different Chinas, which they are pushing in over there. Yeah, we have unassigned divisions, but not worrying about those right now. Synthetic oil experiments are done. Let us move on to fuel refining. That's going to be an issue going forward.
Pronto, signore.
And you kind of have to predict what you'll need ahead of time. No, I need U2 divisions to be down here-ish. Push for these towns. Go. Now we'll finish building our current civilian factories. Something else we could do. We only have 86% stability, and the max is 100. So what we could do is if I press this button, this will lower our factory output temporarily, but start having our stability slowly tick up, making those factories. So it's better in the long run, basically.
Forza, forza!
So that's what we're going to be spending the power on. Ooh, one of our agents was apprehended by the Yugoslavian counterintelligence. That's not good. We don't have any other agents to send after him. So a way to get up more agents is to upgrade our intelligence agency. So let's invent a cryptology department. Back down here. Formation flying. Oh, let's move our Air Force, because they're still over there. We want to go down to southern Iberia. And let's invent modern artillery.
Non fermatevi!
As we push forward. Italian highways is almost done. In order to keep going down the focus street, let us consider. Yeah, we have to befriend Bulgaria. This will make Bulgaria more likely to like us, and also increase fascism in Bulgaria. And I've got a little bit already, but hopefully we can make friends with the Bulgarians.
Forza, forza!
Allies are always good. Oh, we formed a cryptology department, and we can start deciphering some ciphers. So let's start deciphering the Yugoslavian cipher. It's going to take a long time, but we can improve this to make our ciphers even better at decrypting. So again, all this spy stuff, this does detract from our cost factories to do all this spy stuff. So push forward here. There we go. Got them. There. You know, our second guy is over there, but I think our divisions are just straight up stronger than. Yeah, the Republicans, that's 1 to 6 infantry battalions. We have 10. So just straight up, our infantry divisions are better than their infantry divisions. What's something else we can work on? Military police, that will help us suppress the rebels. And oh boy, we might almost have Madrid surrounded. That'd be great. Let's see if we can link up with the nationalist forces on the other side there. Radios are done being prepared. Let's continue working on our decryption here. The Indians have decided they do not want to cool. So nothing's happening in India.
Ordini.
That's what I got from that news bulletin.
Pronto.
I'm sorry if I'm not fully reading all of these news bulletins. Some of these happen every game when you set the game to historical. Some of these only happen some of the time. But because we have the game set to historical, there shouldn't be anything weird happening. Again, assuming you paid attention in history class. Let's go for... yeah, all that's up to date. Let's work on excavation now. Let's pull some more steel out of the ground. Or iron, I suppose. So our 2 divisions are helping to encircle the Meridian capital, which is definitely going to help with this war. How's our... Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got a good 700 spare tanks, and our ships are getting built. Okay, the Fiat is done, meaning we can now put some armored cars into our anti-partisan divisions. Armored cars. The main thing I'm worrying about, because these are anti-partisan divisions, is suppression, which is their ability to suppress local resistance. However, this will require me to actually produce armored cars. So we're going to have to divert more So again, as you can see, the more different things you're producing, the more you have to divert production from, like, tanks and guns. We only need 400 armored cars, so let's say we want 2 factories on that. Radio interception is done. Let's do improved infantry equipment. Marines for naval invasions. Those are going to be handy. We have made friends with Bulgaria. We could befriend Romania. We could do Italy first and create a faction with Bulgaria. We could do the Pact of Steel, which involves joining Germany. I think prospecting for oil, that's our main thing we want. So let us prospect, and actually, there is, yeah, let's prospect for oil. That sounds like a good idea.
Avanti!
Getting some oil production in our country is definitely going to help. And Bulgaria likes us so much they want a pact of non-aggression. Absolutely, Bulgaria. I am more than happy to. I'll even offer you military access. So yeah, now Bulgaria has this fascism thing, which is making their ideology better. Yugoslavia has requested the sale of airplanes. They have completed a crash program to modernize and expand their air force. So we could sell them bombers or fighters to give them that. However, we also plan on invading Yugoslavia at some point because we did talk about owning there. So, sorry, as much as we'd like your money, we can't spare anything right now. So, obviously, that was a choice. If we wanted the Yugoslavian money to help advance our economy, we could have sold them planes. Though, rather, right now, I'd prefer them to have a crappier air force we can destroy later. Might have been the wrong call, but no way to know until it happens.
Andiamo!
We're fighting in Spain. Mostly right now, our divisions are trained, so it's mostly for the army experience. And I believe, yeah, most of our divisions at home are also trained. Let's also start making some tank divisions. Actually, no, are our tank divisions the way we want them to be? Oh no, they still have cavalry in them. I don't think we're going to get them exactly as we want right now, so I want more... Yeah, more motorized, less cavalry. I mean, that's decent. It's not the best. Like, I want to get all this cavalry out, and I want to have it to have, like, support things and whatnot. But, it's good enough to start training for now. 150 political power. We've started work on factories, so let's get a war industrialist. Once we finish our civilian factories, of course. And our war is going to start in about a year or so, so we want to be able to at least hold our own. Like, I don't think we're going to be invading France by ourselves, but it would be nice to be able to, hold ourselves. Let's invent the scout plane. That will help us survey any nation we want to attack.
Si, signore.
The Austrians have been Anschlussed, so yoink. Germany has stolen that. So now we're sharing a border with them. Hey, do you want a non-aggression pact? You don't. Oh, can we join the Axis? This will allow us to call each other to war, and this will obviously increase world tension, but absolutely. Alright, we are now in a faction with Germany, meaning we are now allied to one another, and also means we can now basically see everything they can see. Hirohito has announced that they are abandoning the naval treaty. So now they can build bigger ships, but also does escalator clause for the rest of us, which basically means that we will be able to relax the restrictions on our ship size. Though we haven't actually been focusing a whole lot on our navy right now, mostly because we've had other priorities. We may wish to consider paying attention to the Navy at some point in the future. But right now I want to finish up this war. Or not war, I guess, our volunteers that we have sent to Spain first. So again, we are pushing in. We've actually taken Madrid. So I think this action here might be over soon. Let's check the war. Yeah, Spain... Spain is 88% of the way there. Nice. So, we're already in the Pact of Steel, so we don't need to do that, so we can bypass that focus. Do war with Greece, German military cooperation, German treaty. Let's do... yeah, Libyan refineries. Yeah, let's continue work on our oil prospecting. That's what I'm worried about right now. And our Air Force is also, yeah, it's covering southern Iberia. So we're pushing forward. And they should be just about ready to give up. It looks like the Soviets have also sent volunteers. They sent mountaineers to help the fellow communists, as it were. But it looks like we have probably won this civil war. Yeah, we basically split them in half here. Fuel refining is done. Wonderful. Spend that air doctrine on increasing our airplane efficiency. Overrunning them. Even with the Soviet help there. I think the Spanish Republicans are done for. Closing in this pocket further and further. Excavation is done. It's 1938, so we can improve our infantry equipment. We're working on training all those guys. That's done. Yeah, so let's take the cavalry out of that and make it fully motorized. There we go. Let's add support artillery to it. So bang, 127 soft attack compared to the 80 or so of an infantry battalion. Tanks are great at pushing. Okay, please. France has invited us to the non-intervention committee. To not again outgoing the war in Spain. But we're already intervening in Spain, so nah. Police. Let's work on our oil processing technology, because we're now working on refineries. Andiamo! Oh, there we go. Nice. So nationalists have won the Civil War. Ta-da! So now we might have an ally here in Spain. Turkey has delivered an investment portfolio. They expect aid, possibly in the form of a military alliance. What's it called? Personally, I'd rather, invade Turkey, but, it would cost us 25 political power. Yeah, sure, let's invest money in Turkey. I don't see a downside to this. Alright, we got another 29 infantry divisions. So again, these are infantry divisions. They're not the best at attacking, but they are cheap to produce. So we don't want too many divisions commanded by one guy. So There we go, we got them. We got our army here against the French. We don't need to park anyone on the Swiss border because they're neutral. They're not going to get involved. We have this army we'll put on the Yugoslavian border because we would very much like to own Yugoslavia. And we'll have our other army here in Albania, and we'll push from the north there. Again, we're not necessarily going to be invading Yugoslavia immediately, but you know, it's good to have our army in position just in case. And obviously we'll start training all our guys here. And oh boy, we are out of manpower. Why are we out of manpower? Oh, because we immediately started training 24 more divisions. No. Don't need to train that many divisions at once. Let's train like 10 divisions at once. Cancel and cancel. Okay, national focus out. We could go to war with Greece here. Just straight up war with Greece. Though I think we should actually care about our navy at this point. So Mare Nostrum. This will give us naval experience and some free dockyards. Our volunteer forces are home. You can rejoin that army. And yeah, actually, I think we should stop worrying so much about infantry equipment. Let's build more tanks for, you know, the actual pushing part of it. Yeah, so no, we'll make a separate army, and these will be for the defense of Italy itself. So let's say these guys to defend Italy from any surreptitious naval invasions. So boop, boop. And oh yeah, we also own this in Africa, so we need to make like an army for Africa. Bulgaria approaches the German Reich. Wonderful. Okay, this means Bulgaria might be joining the Axis. That would be good. That would be very good. Yeah, let's. Yeah, okay. Let's deploy these guys ahead of time. Which means, despite them being very low trained, we want them out the door immediately. And because we need an army here against France, we need an army here against the UK, and an army here and here against the UK. We got a lot of fronts to worry about, so let's make a new theater with these guys, and we're going to call this one the African Theater. And we're going to divide this guy up into 4 smaller armies. There we go. So let's put them all under a new field marshal. You guys are for watching that. You guys are for watching that. So obviously we do not actually have enough troops here to watch all of these fronts. So one option would be to just give up these fronts and let them have Africa. Alternatively, we just train more divisions. Let's do better support weapons. So this is where our new divisions will be.
Si, signore.
And we need more generals. So you'll be assigned. We definitely need more generals. So cost political power to hire them. So
Formazione.
I think I don't think we have enough political power to hire another. We need another 50 political power to hire another general. Alright, cool. So all these guys have generals. And this is the not Italian theater. This will be the Europe theater. So now these divisions over here. If we click here, this is all the European divisions. Click down here, here's all the African divisions. We could also consider making them a bit smaller. So let's say, to conserve guns, let's say all you guys in Africa, you guys are our reserve divisions, which require less guns, which means we can make more of them. Alright, so let's make more reserve divisions. And obviously, yeah, everyone up here is training. Everyone down here shall also start training for the war, which is going to be kicking off soon. Yeah, we need agent killed. Oh yeah, we didn't actually rescue that guy from Yugoslavia. That could have gone better. We got lots of trucks. We got lots of plane. Oh, yeah, where is our Air Force? Air Force. Do. Everyone go to Rome. Everyone redeploy. Let's say we want to make these all as big as possible and get every plane in the air. How many planes do we have? Let's deploy every single plane we have. We have around 1,000 or so planes. Not bad, but it's not great either. One of our generals has fallen ill because they're in Africa. 1938. We got time to research. Let's research computers so we can research other stuff faster. So yeah, and these yellow text basically means we're dealing with resistance attacks, which is fairly high. But again, we deployed these armored cars, so hopefully they should be helping quell the resistance. It's fairly high in some places, like the places we have just captured. But another thing that helps is compliance slowly builds up. Compliance, which basically is how much the local population are willing to work with you. And, alright, Mare Nostrum is just about done. Cool, alright. Do war infrastructure in Libya. Or, yeah, let's do a trade treaty with Germany. So, okay, got a bunch of stuff to do. So we can hire another spy. Let's keep him in Rome for now. We did Mare Nostrum, so we got a bunch of free dockyards. Help with building stuff, and we also got a bunch of naval experience. Okay, and we also now need more steel. Oh, we're allied with the Germans now. So let's trade with them. But mainly, what we can do now is... I'll wait for all of these ships to finish building. Once all of the ships are finished building, we'll make our own custom ships. Something else we can do if we want to spend naval... If we want to spend all that oil we're getting, we can take all these ships here, and we can have the ships exercise. This obviously costs a crap ton of oil, but makes our ships better, and also gives us naval experience. I don't think we can afford to do that, though. Some countries have a lot more oil than others. Italy is not a country with very high oil reserves. Let's invent the radar. And... oh, we got a bonus for our naval doctrine, so let's worry about, yeah, battle fleet concentration. Yeah, we're up to 99% stability now. Nice. Oil processing. Let's worry about logistics companies who are fighting in the desert down there. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of fighting in the desert. Right. Our tank divisions are done. We want these in the... we're going to move back to the European theater for these. And I think we're going to have our tanks... oopsie, nope. Under this general. Tanks be commanded by... do we have an armor officer? We have this guy, he's an armor officer. That means you are going to be assigned to that guy. I'd like our tanks to maybe be on their own from this part of Yugoslavia and just, like, punch right through to around Belgrade. That's what I want our tanks to do. They'll just be on their own, and they will be a massive spearhead. We're also going to exercise our tanks, which again costs fuel because tanks require fuel. So you can see, like, even though we've built refineries and stuff, like, we still have a huge need for oil. Fourth International doesn't concern us. Yeah, maybe let's build some oil refineries. We have a whole bunch of military factories queued up, though, so this is why I was focusing on civilian factories so early on. Munich Agreement has happened. So the Sudetenland has been stolen, so we're getting very close to World War II now. So Germany has said, and basically taken a bite out of Czechoslovakia. Hungary has now gone full fascist, which is wonderful. They are strengthening fascists. That is good for us. What do we do? We could up our conscription. We could do a... let's do a Prince of Terror. This gives us more manpower from outside Italy, and also lowers the amount of damage our garrison units take, which will help us in this resistance we're fighting against. Okay, we got a bunch more divisions for the African front. Wonderful. Let's go back to African front and say, alright, you guys, you get reinforcements. You definitely get reinforcements. And for research slot, we will go for sport companies. Let's do maintenance companies. We can add those to our tank divisions, so we don't lose nearly as many for
Pronto
attrition.
all'azione.
And you guys get reinforcements. And we still can't train that many anymore, so let's train 4 at once. There we go. We're definitely going to need to up conscription because we have... Oh boy, we have almost 1 million people in the field right now.
Formazione.
Now train all the new guys.
Formazione.
Everybody here all trained. Yup, even these guys down here are veteran troops. So our war with Yugoslavia is going to go great. We could be the ones to break the peace and declare war. But the problem is Yugoslavian independence is guaranteed by Romania, whose independence is guaranteed by France and Czechoslovakia. However, if you know anything about World War II, you know Czechoslovakia is about to go bye-bye. So a trade treaty with Germany and German military cooperation. They have accepted our treaty. Wonderful. So we get bonuses to synthetic research and armor technology. Wonderful. Those are 2 things we could definitely use.
Pronto all'azione.
Again, we're having slight problems with resistance, just because we don't have enough guns to... We don't have enough armored cars to equip everybody with. But we're producing more. Where is production? Armored cars, we are producing about 1.5 a day, so we'll get them eventually. Let's do more into armored cars. And also some on tanks. And infantry is great on the defensive, not so great on the attack. Tanks are the opposite. Tanks you never want defending, tanks always want to be pushing forward. So the only thing they have here is like a cavalry division and 2 infantry divisions. And it doesn't look like... They have some anti-tank guns, but here's hoping it's not enough. We'd also consider having our Air Force help support this. So we could, if we had our Air Force like here, they could be like bombing and stuff from there. We also build an airport directly in Zara, which actually is not a half bad idea. Yeah, unfortunately, again, we could move this up or down the chain, but we also wanted all those military factories built, so that's what we're focusing on right now. Alright, so it's almost 1950. Oh boy, free dockyards. Oh boy, alright, so we have some ships here that are just about done, but now we can build our own ships. Okay. And is the escalator clause has not yet been invoked, so unfortunately we are still limited in the size of the ships we can make. But let's work on a destroyer. So this is also all new for me. So they have recently changed naval building. So you can now build ships and stuff by parts. So I can say I want this type of engine on it. I want this type of gun on it. I want it to have mine sweeping and mine laying belts. However, right now I'm going to make a simple destroyer. So obviously the more bells and whistles you put on a gun, or the more bells and whistles you put on a ship, the more expensive it is. However, I want to make a relatively cheap ship that's good in... Destroyers are generally not good in... are pretty good on mass. Cruisers are good if you want a good all-around ship. But something I'm going to be doing with this ship a lot is I think I'm going to make this ship a mine-laying ship. Which is, this ship is going to be out there, and its main job is going to be to lay a bunch of mines out there for enemy ships to bump into. And it's going to lay a bunch of mines, stock it. Might do a little bit of fighting, not a whole lot. So because it's going to be laying mines, I want max speed. And where is, yeah, so I would like mine warfare, mine laying rails. That's our main concern. It does, in fact, need an actual gun. We could leave it like that. That would be pretty cheap to build. And we will name this ship Mining, just so I remember what it is. So now we have a very, very, very cheap ship. Obviously, if we could add more protection to it by giving it anti-air and anti-sub capacities, but what we really want is for this ship is they will be out there mining. Just dropping naval mines everywhere. I want an infinite number of those. When this ship finishes building, then we will start on production of our capital ships. And I think it just did. Yeah, so, alright, let's design our capital ship. We do have these heavy ships, but unfortunately it is over the cost because of the naval treaty. As we're fascists, we can... Yeah, I think we're just going to straight up ignore the naval treaty because the war's happening soon, so, boop, abandon treaty. No more naval treaty for us. Now we can make our ships as large as we want to. So this is our current battleship design. Looks pretty good. It's got pretty thick armor. It's called, yeah, pretty thick armor. Nice secondary engine. No radar on it. We can upgrade the anti-air on it because we want to be able to shoot planes out of the sky. We got front plane catapult, which will help with sub detection. Lots of big ass heavy batteries. Yeah, this is going to be our big ass smashing things in the face ship. So boop. So actually, let us rename it to. We will rename this ship to Smash Face Class. That is what they're good for. So this is going to be our smashing our enemies in the face. So battleships do take a long time to create. So this one ship will take like 2 years to build. But hopefully it'll be. We only want to make one of them. Because hopefully we want to upgrade our navy. Other ships we can worry about is submarines. We want to have a decent submarine out there. Let's increase their engines, better torpedo tubes. Boop. So this will be our attack sub. So we'll call this attack sub. Boop. Do. And we'd like some naval things on that. Since we're building battleships, we're also going to need cruisers to screen them. So we'll take 1936 cruiser hull. Actually, no, let's take our existing ship and say, okay, these will be our screening ships. These will go in front of the battleships in order to protect them. Meaning they need a whole lot of anti-sub, and also, yeah, we're also going to need anti-sub warfare on them. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So this is going to be our screening ship. So we're going to name this to Screen. Boop. We'll produce some of those. Right. And we'll organize all this whenever we have a second. So, and also we need to make some more naval dockyards. So technically this ship is out of date, but it's almost done completing, so no sense replacing it. And I want convoy sailing. Because definitely, when we go to war, we are going to be trying to contest the Mediterranean as best we can. We got a bunch of command power, so do we want to promote any of our generals? Make this guy charismatic. And in the African front, anyone here? No one is here worthy of a promotion. So basically, when generals do stuff, they can be promoted and gain buffs. And all this costs command power. We got some of them. Let's deploy them down there. We've done that. Let's do capital ship effort, carrier, air innovations. We could demand the Balearic Islands because we have said, yes, because we helped them in the Civil War, we would like the Balearic Islands from them. And hopefully they will say yes to that. Radar detection is up. Now that we're making ships, let's get better, no, not better depth chart, let's do smoke generators. So these guys are all still training. The Yugoslavian Cipher is fully decrypted, that's good. Well, I think we're going to be going to war with the Allies, let's work on the British Cipher. And we're in a factions, we can become a spy master, which gives us more operative slots. And let's send more guys down to Africa. I think we're doing pretty well right now. Expanding our navy. We've decrypted the Yugoslavian Cipher. So, to do... And so because we've decrypted their cipher, we actually get a bonus to our intel. We can also just straight up say we reveal their cipher, which lets us know all of their thing. However, and that also helps us invading them, though obviously they will immediately become aware of the fact we have decrypted their cipher, and we'll lose the bonus after a month. So, not quite yet. We need a little bit of steel, so let's buy that from our friends, the Germans. Logistics company is done. That'll help us when fighting in Africa. It's 1939. We have a bonus for fuel refining. Let's use that. But okay, a war is kicking off soon. Computing machine. Let's work on our construction technology. The Germans have claimed Memel. So yeah, I think the war is going to be kicking off soon. So I think I might be declaring war on Yugoslavia. Or I might be going for Greece. But I know what's called. They are guaranteed by Romania. But I know Romania might be willing. Yeah, it looks like they are trying to get into the Axis. So we may need to wait for that to happen. A new spy. Oh, we can hire German spies now. Linguist. Infiltrator. Let's do Commando. Ooh, nice. Let's get a Commando. Okay, I don't know where I want to put this spy. I think we're just going to have them be here. Well, actually, we might be fighting the British, so let's start. Especially, yeah, if we're going to go into war with the Allies, the British and the French are going to be our enemies. So France, I think, is going to fall very quickly, as they did historically. Britain might be a bit more of a problem. Let us... So right now we're just letting time pass. We're building our factories. 152, that's good. We could up our conscription law. But because we're going to go to war soon, I think it's best to pick a infantry high command. So this guy, 5% extra defense, 5% extra speed, 5% extra attack. We don't have many good high command. Let's go 5% faster speed. Maintenance companies are done. It is, yeah, it's 1939, so let's continue working on our industry. Got that. Let's go advanced machine tools. For 99% stability, we're going to demand the Balearic Islands. They have, thankful for our support and defense of the fascist cause, the temporary military alterations. Spaniards consider our debt repaid. Nice. So we now have this island, which will help us in contesting the Mediterranean. So, yoink. Yeah, like the news bulletin said, this will also help us if we want to steal Gibraltar, which will be necessary if we want to break our navy out of the Mediterranean. So I think, yeah, maybe go after France. Fires Italy first, so we're not doing that. Libyan infrastructure. I think secret weapons. Let's befriend Romania. Let's get Romania to join the Axis, because if they do that, then they'll give up their guarantee of Yugoslavia. We are still training a bunch of guys. And I also like to make a pure motorized division to help with our tanks just link up. Alright, we got more guys done. Tanks. Alright, tanks go into that army back in Europe. You guys are also training, yes? Yeah, you guys are training. You guys are training. And yeah, let's start setting battle plans for these guys. So you guys will be fighting the French. You guys will be fighting the British. You guys are going to be fighting the British all along this. It's a huge front. And you guys will very quickly be stealing British Somaliland. So you are the front that needs to be reinforced. let's reinforce that front as well. Let's try a few more, because we do have a... Oh, maybe we don't have that many guns in reserve. Yeah, and I could be declaring war right now, but I think I'm going to wait for Germany to eat Poland. And that'll start the war as it did historically. But yeah, we do need more manpower. We will need to up the conscription law. Yeah, so Czechoslovakia no longer exists, and we've got Slovakia in the faction. Convoy sailing. Do we have any other research buffs? We do for armor. Yes, medium tanks. Start work on those. Much more of a punch than just light tanks. We got a bunch more support equipment than we need. So let's go back, put those on guns. 1939, war is just about to kick off. So the European front, that front's full. That front's full.
Pronto, signore.
That front's full. Those guys are ready to rock. We could infiltrate the civilian administration of the British government. Maybe. Befriending Romania. Could do war with Greece. Let's do... let us fortify Italy. That'll be a good idea. British operative has been captured. Wonderful. Yoink. Now that he has been captured, we will be getting more information on the British. So, we don't have a whole lot on them right now. We know where their convoys are going. We know roughly the size of their army. I'm more interested about their navy. I want to be able to see where their fleets are. Not enough intel. And they have 30 to 7... No, that's manpower, not planes. They have 1.6 to 3K planes. We have 1.2K planes. They have 3.2K planes. So I think we might have the British Air Force beat here. Romania wants a non-aggression pact. Absolutely, Romania. Absolutely. And since you have given me a non-aggression pact, I want a Yugoslavia. I'm now going to justify a war to eat Yugoslavia. Alright, we are working on that. That's being worked on. 1939 rifles. There we go. Ooh boy, alright. Things are heating up now. So we are now justifying a war goal on Yugoslavia because we've claimed this state and because we have slightly fast justification times. Our justification will go off on the 29th of September, 1939.
Pronto, signore.
So this is probably going to end up starting World War II in some way, but honestly, I think we are ready for that. So you gotta stop training that. Everybody currently in training, head out. You guys support the main front there. No more training for now. You are definitely going to need to up conscription law.
Pronto all'azione.
No more training in Africa.
Ordini.
Yeah, I think we are in a good place right now. Armor. Amphibious tanks. No, I don't think we need amphibious tanks. We're going to need to work on Marines, though, assuming we intend to invade the UK. Working on pretty good things right now. Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So basically, Germany makes a treaty with the Soviets to split Poland down the middle. And yep, Danzig or war. That is just happening, just as we are justifying our war on Yugoslavia. So it looks like the war is just about to go off. Before I end the video, first thing I want to do right now, I want to get up to 150 political power again. Okay, medium tanks are done. That's good. Let's up our conscription law before I forget to extensive conscription. So now we're up to, this will result in our divisions taking slightly longer to train. Now we have 5% of our population under arms. What else can we worry about? Let's do rubber processing, improve oil processing, and let's start work on making some of those medium tanks. Do we have any spare factories to put on the medium tanks? Yes, we do. Let's take off light tank production and start medium tank production. This will obviously require a bunch of tungsten. Not as much. We can cancel our Cuban trade. Tungsten. Who do we want to trade with? We're going to be going to war with you guys soon, so no. Portugal, yes. There we go. And honestly, I think we're in a good position to start the war right now. So hope y'all had fun. I'll be back with you guys in a second. TTYL.